Hi there, welcome to Subaru. My name's Allison and I hear that you've been looking at a 2026 Forester in the limited package. That's the entry level for getting into leather and having all of the fun stuff. So I'm going to take the next little while to go around the outside and the inside of the vehicle, go over all the features and controls. If you are deciding between packages, this might be able to help. And if you're going to be picking up your new car, this is to get you ready so you're already comfortable on your pickup day. Or after the fact, it can also be a great reference. So let's get started. All of the Foresters seem to have a little color that you can help recognize what package they are because we don't have it emblazoned on the back. You do have LED fog lights, you've got LED steering responsive headlights, and for the limited, you're going to be looking for kind of a brushed gray silver as a trim color. That's how you know that you're looking at the limited. You've got the 18-inch wheels. They're an alloy wheel with an all-season tire. Going down, you would have the Sports that would have the 19-inch bronze wheels and the low-profile roof rails. And that also matches with the 19-inch wheels and low-profile roof rails above in the Premier package. Limited is the only package for 2026 with an 18-inch wheel. The bottom two packages would be 17. Safety, safety, safety features. For your limited, you do have the integrated turn signals. You also have the blind spot monitoring. That's going to be an orange light that'll be in a nice high contrast on the inside of your side mirrors so that you can be warned of a vehicle approaching from behind faster than you. If there is a vehicle in your blind spot, with just glancing over to your side mirror, you'll see that orange light and you'll know it's not safe to be changing lanes. You, of course, have the EyeSight. That's your forward-facing cameras, pre-collision braking, adaptive cruise control, and you also will have your rear cross-traffic alert, your reverse automatic braking, and your rear side vehicle detector. You've got everything. For the hands-free tailgate opening, you just want to make sure that you have the key with you. So that can be in your pocket, your bag, or in your hand, of course. And then you're going to be standing central. So right in line with the Subaru logo, and then it's just kick up. It's such a nice quick tailgate opening now. That's something that is increased over model year redesigns. You can also do the same kick to be closing it, but let's go through what your cargo area looks like first. All right, now we're going to do the ever exciting closing of the trunk. Again, key is in my pocket, simple kick, 1, 2, 3 beeps, and then it's going to close. The idea is we want you to stay safe. So we want you to be able to kick, have your feet back down on the ground. You've got time to grab whatever groceries out of the back before the trunk is closing. As you're picking up your new vehicle, of course, you're going to have a full tank of gas, but when you need to be filling the tank, as long as your doors are unlocked, it's just going to be a push pop. My doors are locked. Hang on. Oh, look. So you can see when the doors are locked, the fuel door is also locked. Keep in mind when you do fill your gas tank and you screw your cap back on, screw it on until it clicks, as that's one of the most common ways for there to be an evap leak, and the car certainly doesn't like that. Of course, above your base package, you're going to be having your proximity key and push button start. So on the key, the lock button is the top. The logo itself is your unlock. So one button push is going to be your driver's door unlock. Double click is going to be all doors unlock. And below here, this is your trunk release, push and hold until it beeps. You've got your panic button here if you need to be honking the horn and flashing the lights. And when you flip this over, if you push this in, then you can also remove the key. So if your car battery is dead and you need to pop the hood to be able to boost it, that's going to be the way to do that. And it fits right into the key spot in your driver's door. So you've got your key in your pocket in your purse. You walk up to your car, you just grab the door handle, and that will have your driver's door unlocked. If you always have a carload of people, then you can always update the settings so it'll unlock all doors. Otherwise, you can just go into the door and you can then press the unlock for all the other doors. But you don't actually have to be taking your key out of your pocket. When you close the door, then you can just hit the touch point and that will lock all doors. Let's take a look at the interior of the Limited. Again, memory seat settings. You do have the door sill protectors that are new on 2026. You've got your 10-way power adjust seats. So this is going to do up, down, back, forwards, and you also do have an adjustable thigh support. This is going to adjust the back angle of your seat. And this is your lumbar support. So if you push in the front of the button, that will increase your lumbar support. If you push it back, it'll move it back to a neutral position. This gives you the black leather with the blue stitching, a nice neutral classic looking seat. In the back seat, always a nice wide door opening and easy point of access. You also see they've thoughtfully provided some grip if you are going to be standing on the sides for some rooftop storage. You do have the reclining seats here, so you just pull this lever, push the seat back, and there is 3 points of reclining. You can also flip down your back seats with the toggle here, or there's the quick fold down in the back cargo section. You got your armrest and cup holders, and with the Limited you do have the heated back seats, and you've got USB-A and USB-C charging plugs standard. If we look at your memory seats, what you're going to be doing for setting them, it's actually quite nice and easy. You can see the top button is set, then there is number 1 and number 2. So if I am driver number 1, you are going to push and hold set. Then you are going to push and hold 1 until it beeps. And then you can always adjust your seat a little bit and test that it took by pushing the seat. You can always update those whenever you want with just the exact same process. Press and hold set, press and hold as well the corresponding number until it beeps, and that will update those settings. Features that are between your steering wheel and your driver's door. This is whether you have the hands-free tailgate opening enabled or not enabled. While it's out flush, you can see it shows button out is on. You push it in to override it. This dial, this is your brightness for your gauges, and then this is your tailgate release. So push and hold till it beeps to be able to pop your trunk. Of course, you have the hands-free tailgate opening, you have the button on your key, and the button on the back trunk as other options. Behind the left side of the wheel, this is your headlights. So we can see that it is set on auto right now. That will be your daytime running lights. It'll automatically turn on your headlights and then automatically power them down. But you can always go into daytime running lights and headlights if you want. This guy here is going to be able to turn you into having your fog lights on when your headlights turn on. This is also going to be your turn signals and your brightness. Now, when you're in auto headlights and you're going to go out for a highway drive, you can go into brights and you'll have the high beam assist, which will dim your lights down when there's an oncoming car and then reset them back up after that car passes. It's very polite. Truly, truly Canadian. Looking in behind the right side of your steering wheel, this is your windshield wipers. So pull down is intermittent, low, and high. This twist is going to be the amount of hesitation or delay with your intermittent. And then this twist dial at the very end, that is going to be for your back wiper and washer. Now, one thing that has been fantastic in a Forester since 2019 is that your back window washer will also rinse off your backup camera. Behind here, we have your trip reset. So right above your odometer, you have your trip A and your trip B, and you would push to clear those out. And below it right here, what's lit up, that is your start button. So right now it's orange, showing that we're in accessory mode. So when your car is off and you put your foot on the brake, this turns green, so you know you're ready. Going into your steering wheel, the left side of your steering wheel, this is all about your What is it? Your stereo controls and your hands-free. Wow. This is going to be your volume down and up. This would be to answer a phone call, hang up a phone call, mute the radio, or use your voice controls. This is going to toggle through this upper menu. So that can be time and outside temperature, trip meter and distance till empty, your time and distance of last drive, the amount of fuel saved. It'll also let you know when a door opens. You can have your navigation, turn-by-turn directions, or what music you're listening to. And then this is back to your time and your date. To the bottom, this is showing all of the safety features that are not on as I am in accessory mode. On the right side of your wheel, this is all your adaptive cruise control. So when you want to turn on or enable your cruise, when you get to the speed that you desire, you toggle down for set, or if you had tapped out of your cruise, you toggle up to resume. And then here is to be setting what you want as a safe following distance. So I like to think of it as roughly equivalent to one line equals a car length. Those distances do increase as you're going faster. But you get to choose where is the car going to override your speed to keep your safe following distance. The graphic for what that looks like, I will throw it right here for you, just so you have a better perspective, because while I have the car in accessory mode, it's not going to show you the right actual screen. You also do have lane centering. So this is going to drop things. That is a feature with your cruise control that let's try that again. The lane centering. If you are using your cruise control and you are on a road that it can read both sides of the lane markings, you can opt in to lane centering, and that is going to make some more active steering adjustments either side to keep you from drifting out of the lane. Right here, we're going into your drive mode. So I is your intelligent mode. That's your eco, that's your default. You can opt into sport mode. That's going to make you go through the gears a little bit more quickly. It'll feel a little more peppy. Of course, that fuel efficiency is not going to be as great. But when you turn the car off and power it back up, it will opt into the intelligent mode unless you choose sport. Below here, we do have your heated steering wheel, so pull it towards you. There's your orange light. It'll heat up in less than a minute. And for your steering wheel, everything except for this very top bar is going to heat up. How do you feel you're doing? Are you learning all that you needed to know about your new Forester Limited? I hope so. We've still got a little more to do. All right, we're going to move over into the gigantic 11.6-inch vertically mounted screen and all of the technology associated. So in the Forester, you do have your driver focus. So that is an infrared camera. It is going to be able to be connected to your memory seat settings. So when your car recognizes you getting in, it can set your seat, mirrors, and your climate control to your presets. It will not be functioning if you are wearing sunglasses, or sometimes if you're wearing a toque or a scarf, then that will say that the facial recognition is turned off. Below that, you have common gauges here, and you've got an arrow left and arrow right. So you can have your weather. That's going to be tied to your Sirius XM subscription. And from the limited and above, new for 2026, they are extending your Sirius XM subscription from 3 months to 3 years. So that means that instead of it being 3 months and this weather information goes away, it will be there for 3 years. You also can have a quick connect for your X mode. So that would be your 4-wheel drive low system. So dirt and snow is going to be your more commonly used. So that is if it's snowed a bunch and you're going out the back lane, you think you might get stuck, turn on X mode. It's going to move power to whichever wheel has traction. And so that can work up to 40 kilometers an hour. When you drive faster than 40 kilometers an hour, it's just going to go back to your regular all-wheel drive system. Also, the deep snow and mud, That is going to be if you are on a more loose surface and the car is sinking down, it'll allow the wheels to spin so that you're not getting stuck. To the left of where we started, you can have, after such a rude interruption, I am in a showroom car, so I understand. But weather, if you go to the left, this is going to be common gauges. You can always set up your own widget for whatever display you would like. You also can have your navigation and your radio station. So you can just pick what display you would like to be showing there. Moving into your main screen, there is your navigation. So that's powered by TomTom. So I always feel that people are fairly comfortable working with a navigation system. So I'm not going to bog the length of this video down any longer by going through that. If you're using navigation, this is where you find it. Radio stations, you are having FM, AM, and as I mentioned, 3 years of Sirius XM. We've got some of the radio stations preset in, but what you do is, we're going into hockey season, so someone's going to want to watch CJOB. You just go to whichever preset you want, press and hold until it beeps, and then you've got a preset. It will be mix and match. You can have FM, AM, Sirius XM can all be grouped together, and you can overwrite them whenever you want as well. This home button is going to take you back to your main screen from any other screen that you're in. Media will be Bluetooth. If you're connecting through a USB, maybe you've downloaded some music to a USB stick, you can certainly plug that in if you would like. Your phone. Connecting phones are so much easier now. So if you want to connect, yes, on your, this is how you delete. But if you go back, you're going to add a device. It'll want you to go into your settings and then to your Bluetooth in your phone. Make sure your Bluetooth is enabled. For some phones, you also have to tell them to scan or pair new device. So look for that. And then down in the bottom of the screen, it's going to say Forester. So you click to connect. You'll get a PIN code. It'll pop up on the screen and it'll be on your Bluetooth connection screen. And just say yes if that is the proper PIN code. It's all based off of you being in the right proximity, right? I have absolutely accidentally connected to somebody else's car, so don't do that. Apps will be your Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, which is a wireless connection. So when you do your phone connection, it'll then prompt you for Apple CarPlay or Android Auto, whichever is going to work for you. That is a wireless connection. You can also plug your phone in if you want, but you can have the navigation and all of that functionality from your phone up onto the car screen now wirelessly. Your My Subaru app is free for 3 years from your registration. So once that is all set up, that would be contacting the dealership if you're wanting to make a service appointment, connecting to roadside assistance, or reaching the concierge service. So concierge is, say you're driving somewhere that you're not familiar with, you're low on gas and you want directions to a gas station, you don't want to fiddle around with the navigation, you can just call to the concierge and they can always give you directions to a gas station if that's what's going to help you out. Again, free for 3 years. There are some buttons up in the roof line that will go over for your My Subaru apps as well. Settings screen here is going to be a lot of personalization options here for how you want your car to look. Sound will be, everything has its own notification volume. Everything is set at medium. You can go lower or higher. And if you tab over into car, this is going to be all of your safety features. So your eyesight, that's your forward-facing cameras, that's your pre-collision braking, that's your lane departure, lane keep warning, all of those items. So this is where you can interact with what is on or how it's on for you. The emergency lane keep assist is a feature, so when you are driving with your cruise control and you use the lane centering, if something were to happen and you are then unresponsive, in the previous generation of eyesight, it would warn you once to put your hands back on the wheel. If you don't, it would warn you a second time, and then it would turn off the lane centering technology. Now they are using this lane keep assist. So the idea is if you are unresponsive, they'll tap the brakes 3 times. So if they tap the brakes once, maybe you were asleep, you wake back up, you put your hands back on the steering wheel, you go back into regular driving. If you go through those 3 brake taps and you are not responsive, then the car can connect to emergency assistance. They can use the lane centering and rear cross traffic alert and blind spot detection to be able to pull you over, staying in your lane. And they can have the 4-way flashers on and also unlock the vehicle for emergency services to be able to access and attend to you. So that is all fairly new, that is all rolling out. We will go into the driver monitoring system. As I mentioned, that's the infrared camera that can pair with your seat position and your mirrors. So when you're going to be setting yourself up, you do want to get your seat in the correct position. When people are picking up a new car, I often won't set this feature up right away because it's easier to update the memory seats that are on the door versus the facial recognition. So often you can tinker with it for a week or so, then you're ready to actually plug in the facial recognition. But here's how you do it. Driver monitoring system. You go down to register user. You would tap the number that you want to do. Make sure your seat and your mirrors are adjusted. When you're comfortable with that, you hit set. It's going to ask you to face forward like you're driving so that the infrared camera can scan you. So since it's infrared, keep in mind you want to be doing it when it's not bright direct sunlight or it gets too challenging for it to be able to read. And then you go and you type in whatever your name is. Hit next. Choose what your icon is going to be. And then that means that when you're getting into the car, it's going to be able to greet you. Now, since I'm not taking this vehicle home, I'm going to go back and I'm going to also show you how to delete users. So scroll down to the bottom. You can delete all users. Okay, it'll get rid of me. But with this, when you have it all set up, when you're getting in, it's going to greet you and it'll move your seat and your mirrors to everything that you want settings wise. You also have an option here if you happen to have a couple of drivers that are very different heights. This auto retract on entry does allow for the seat to go back to an almost fully retracted position to make it easier for either person to be able to get in and have your face scanned. The car info is going to show if your vehicle's on an incline or a decline, where the power is going to, and also give you your maintenance reminders. Your service schedules for the Forester is every 6 months or 10,000 kilometers, whichever comes first. You can also manually go in and adjust these if you would like to. Next to car info is display off. So this is a great new feature because if you're going for a night drive and you think the screen might be a distraction, you can have your music playing, but you can have the screen go to sleep. So it's nice. You don't have to be turning the brightness down to try and keep your eyes on the road. You can keep your gauges that are over in front of you still as bright as you would like them, but this makes it easy to just be driving. So you can tap on the screen and your climate controls come up so that you can adjust your fan or anything. And when you're wanting your screen to come back up, do a long push and hold on the volume dial, and then your screens will be back up and going. Again, your home button is here, which takes you back to your main screen from any of the other screens. To the left of it right now, this is a grayed out button. So this is your auto start stop. So that's the feature that when it decides it's economical to turn the engine off at a stoplight, it does so. Manitoba, of course, it's more of a spring and fall thing versus all year round, as our weather and the use that you will be having of your heating and cooling will not be optimal for it to be turning your engine off. But when the car starts, this will be an actual button with a green light. If you hate the idea of auto start stop, you can just tap on that button. It'll override it for the length of that drive. It is a default though, so it is always going to turn on and you get to opt out of it. To the left of it, there's your auto vehicle hold. So that's like a hill brake. The idea is that when you get to a stoplight, that auto vehicle hold will hold you in place so you can be worry-free, and then you put your foot on the accelerator when you are wanting to get driving again. The car here is another way to access your safety features. So everything that is under vehicle control, and then your driving assistance is your safety features. More settings is if you were, say, going to the States and you wanted to switch over to miles and miles per gallon, then you can do that through the car button. To the right here, this is going to be managing devices. So if you're going to be adding in more cell phone connections, you can certainly do that there. And over here is profile. So that's if you were wanting to pair somebody's name to a specific phone. It doesn't get utilized as much now, as everybody's phone does seem to be named in a much more unique manner. To the bottom here, this is going into your climate controls. So your fan speed adjustment up and down is right here. To the right is your air conditioning. To the left is the on and off for your climate controls. Above is going to be your heated seats. So high, medium, low, off, or from whatever setting you're at, you can do a long push and hold, and that will just go from whatever your setting is to off. Over here, this is fan all. So this is whether we're going to be circulating air into the back zone or keeping it up in the front cabin area. Right now it says all, and this one is lit up. And if you were to turn it off, then it changes to driver, and it's going to circulate your heating or cooling more effectively up in the front zone. If you tap on the black box here, you get this pop-up, which means you can be adjusting your temperature using these sliders. You can sync or unsync for your climate controls. If you sync, everybody is then just onto whatever the driver setting is. You could auto recirculate your air conditioning, or max air conditioning. And at the bottom, this is where you're going to be setting where your air is blowing. With this screen, what's nice is once you go in and you interact with it and you do the setting adjustments you want, then when you don't touch it for 10 seconds, this screen is going to minimize. You do also have some tactile buttons on the outside of the screen. So here is your driver setting adjustment. We have the zone sync, so that's adjusting both. But if you were to adjust the passenger side, they can have their own zone. Above this temperature control, this is your front defrost. And over on the other side, this is your back defrost and your heated mirrors. If we move down below the screens, then you do have USB-A, USB-C, and auxiliary plug. This is your wireless charging mat that is great because it does have a power button. So if you were not wanting to be using it for charging and you just wanted to toss some stuff in here for storage, then I definitely do suggest turning the power button off and then just using it as a storage cubby. Keep in mind with your wireless charging, it is all going to depend on, first off, that your phone is capable of wireless charging and that your phone case is not too thick so that it prevents it. Looking to the top of your windshield, we've got your HomeLink mirror. So this is auto dimming. You can see that you've got the digital compass right here, and you do have 3 buttons so that you can pair garage door openers to it. Moving up a little bit higher, we do have the red button. So that's with your My Subaru app, which is free for 3 years. If you get in an accident, you can hit the SOS button that will connect you to emergency services. The concierge is if you are, say, needing directions to a gas station, you can get that from an actual person. This is your sunroof controls to slide it open or closed, and you do have a sunglasses storage spot here. Behind the windshield, or no, not behind the windshield, your eyesight pods are here, so that is your pre-collision braking, the adaptive cruise control, and there is a central pod here. This is your mono camera, which is assisting for your high beam assist. Well, what do you think? Do you feel fully comfortable now going over all the features and controls so you're ready to take on the road in your new Forester Limited? Whew, I hope so. There's a lot to go over, and that's part of why I do this, is so that your pickup day can be a little bit easier, less an encyclopedia of all things Subaru. Well, my name is Allison. I work here at Jim Pattison, Subaru South. Took advantage of this showroom model for the video today, so don't mind all of those interruptions. But again, I do want to be your go-to Subaru gal for all things in Canada. If you do have any questions, here's my phone number. Feel free to reach out, shoot me a text, give me a phone call. Maybe you want to book a test drive. Maybe you have some follow-up questions from taking your new Forester home. Whatever the situation, I am happy to help. And then I should also take this opportunity to say, welcome to the family.